What's up, gut feeling? First video for you guys. Bringing that quality, just like those picks last week at the API. So yeah, last week was a pretty good week for us. I mean, it was tough out there for the players. I mean, the weekend was crazy tough.
Yeah, great. A lot of overpar scores like the U.S. Open.
Yeah, exactly. It was major conditions for sure. And then I was in that $200 contest after that terrible call the week before. I was putting my money where my mouth was, and it worked out. Finished 23rd.
Good bounce back.
Yeah, it was a $700 cash. I mean, I was up in the top 5 on Sunday. I had Hatton finish first, Leishman finished second, McIlroy 5th. Answer was the guy that really hurt me. 39 points on the week, on the whole week. His season low, that was terrible. Shelton was a good play. I got him at only 0.8% owned in that contest. So that was huge, and I was glad to get that big cash and trying to bring another one this week for you. You know?
Keep rolling it.
Yeah, I mean, the players, I mean, it's just a huge tournament. I mean, the 5th major, it's earned the title, so we're going to bring it. And I'm just pulling up the squads right now, looking at these players. I mean, McIlroy up at the top, obviously. Guy's got 6 straight top 5s on the PGA Tour.
Exactly. Paying for a guy to obviously finish in the top 5, so.
I mean, yeah, but if you pay for him, I mean, in a field like this, the lower range is pretty stacked. So, I mean, I got no problem stacking it up at the top with Rory if you're going to do something like that. But I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I mean, Rahm, Thomas, Koepka, DJ, and I'm going to go down to Patrick Cantlay coming back off of the septum surgery. First event back.
Don't think that's going to affect his game.
No, exactly. I mean, it's not like it was a hand or anything like that. So I think he'll be good. I mean, he had 2 top 25s at this event prior to last year. He missed the cut. But, I mean, this is a guy I love to take. I mean, he's just a ball striking machine, and he can get it going with the best of them. And so after Cantlay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. I'm going to go past Scott, and I'm going to take Xander Schauffele. I love taking Xander, especially in these big events. His major record speaks for himself. He was top 2 here a few years back. I mean, this is a guy I'm going to keep riding.
Looking to try to win this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Something big.
Why not? And at $9,400, I mean, even if he just top 15s it, but gets a lot of birdies and a couple eagles, I mean, he's going to give you a good return at that money. Yeah, I mean, you're not. And then I'm just going to scroll down a little bit more. 92 right there, I see Webb Simpson. I mean, I can't go wrong with Webb. I mean, he played bad in Mexico, which, I mean, it's at that high altitude. It's kind of funky.
Right after the win.
Right after the win. I mean, I think he's going to get back on the right track here. I mean, he had a 3rd, a 10th. I mean, he was just...
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be taking him, too, just because of that miscut. I think a lot of people probably took him in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's funny is, like, when you look at the other guys that have these kind of finishes, minus the Mexico finish, it's Rory McIlroy and Jon Rahm. And they're sitting there at 11-7 and 11-1. They were top 10 machines, just like Webb was. So, I mean, at 9,200, I don't think you're going to find a better value. And then, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit, obviously, because I stacked up that high range in the 9s. So I got to go down. I mean, I'm going to go past that Fleetwood, Fowler, Matsuyama range where people are going to be really high owners. I mean, Reed, I can see a lot of ownership in that area. And I'm going to drop down even further, and I'm going to go to Matt Kuchar, who, I mean, he's just solid. You know, he's an older guy. I mean, I know the Young Bucks have been taking over, and everybody's going to be talking about him. And maybe Kuchar might be flying under the radar, but he's had a quality season. He was 2nd at the Genesis, 22nd at Mexico. I mean, 16th at the Waste. I mean, the guy was top 15s all over. So I think we're getting good value again right there at 78 with Kuchar. So I'm going to throw him in. And then, so let's see what we got. I mean, Morikawa at 79. I think that's going to be really high ownership because he hasn't missed a cut.
Lowest price that he's been in a long time, and he's always high owned. So.
Yeah, people love him. I mean, in that whole range right there, look at Leishman, Horschel. These are guys with big upside with, you know, obviously can miss the cut too. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. I mean, Fitzpatrick, great ball player or ball striker, backdoor top 10 did last week with a great round on Sunday. But
huge round on Sunday.
Huge round. So, I mean, I could see him, but I'm going to go Ian Poulter, guy I've been talking about the last few weeks. I haven't got him in the squad yet. This is the week I'm pulling the trigger. He's got good history here. He's been playing good. I mean, I'm just going to plug him in, not overthink it, and leaves me with $6,500 left. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, see what we got here. And, I mean, this is a good range. Palmer, Hoagie, and these guys are Kang playing really good golf, finishing with high finishes. I mean, you're getting a lot of upside here, but I'm gonna go right there at 63. Take my boy Johnny Vegas. I mean,
You love him.
love him. He's playing some really good golf. I mean, he was course record at Puerto Rico 2 weeks ago on Sunday for tie ninth, and then 2 weeks ago at the Honda he finished T27 down there in Florida. Last year he was second or third here at this event, so I'm gonna plug him in. And I mean, looking down there was a couple other guys I really liked that I was debating, and that was Adam Long, who he won at the PGA West Stadium course.
Especially at that price, you know.
$6,100. I mean, he's coming off of back-to-back, I think top 25s or top 27s. I mean, both
I think he
playing
shot
tough.
even par on Sunday too.
Yeah, and he's a guy. I mean, he makes a lot of points for you. I mean, he ended up 59, 54 these last 2 weeks, which were tougher places to score. So, I mean, that when you see 59, 54, I mean, it's not like it was bad scoring. I mean, the
especially
whole field,
who you
know.
can build around with him in your lineups. So
Yeah, and then Jimmy Walker down there at 6,000. I mean, he's got good history at this course. I mean, I watched a little bit of him on Sunday. He was in one of the feature groups. I mean, dude, he was pounding the ball. He was taking some aggressive ass lines, and I like him. He's been off 2 back-to-back top 25, so I could see you taking him. But I'm going to plug in Vegas there. And so I got Patrick Cantley, Xander Schauffele, Webb Simpson, Matt Kuchar, Ian Poulter, Johnny Vegas, and that leaves me $200 left on the salary. And I'm going to plug that one into the $100 single entry this week. Last week I did the $200, but this week they have 1,100 players in it. And the first place is 50, but after that, the payouts aren't as good. So I'm going to do that $100 single entry, 222 guys.
I like that.
Yeah, and then obviously do the $20 million.
For sure, why not try to win a milli?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna start the same way with Patrick Cantley at 9,800. I mean, just because hasn't played. Obviously, we talked about the surgery. I think some people are just gonna see surgery and be like, "Oh, stay away."
Yeah.
I mean, you see Hatton won on his second, coming off the wrist. So.
Well, and he was 6th in Mexico too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So it doesn't matter. I thought Bryson was going to win last week. I'm going to keep taking him. He's hot. Been playing hot. I love taking Bryson. Only at 9,100.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think, honestly, he's priced super low, especially at 9,100.
Well, dude, and he's bombing the ball. What he's
Bombing
done
the ball,
is ridiculously
exactly.
crazy how he's got to where he's at with that.
I don't think he's doing a lot of the weird stuff anymore with his putting, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. Fitzpatrick, I had him last week. I'm going to keep playing him in these big events. I like him. He made all the cut. I like taking him in majors and big events. Just plays well, especially at 7,300.
Yeah.
He's going to win eventually. So.
And Euro guys in Florida seem to
They've
have
been
a thing.
winning.
Yeah,
They've been
exactly.
winning,
I mean,
so.
and he's playing as good as any of them.
Yeah.
So.
Homa, 6,600, top 10 machine. He had that shank.
You could
no
take
big deal.
Yeah. Don't get on the Twitter and roast him for it. He still had a killer round on Saturday. He had it to 4 under when nobody else was even under par.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And that's what I like. You know, he played well when he needed to
Yep.
get himself in the mix, especially at 6,600.
Yeah, that's great value right there.
Yeah, and then, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom where Coast lives right here. 6,100. Sebastian Munoz.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a guy right here, like we always say, ton of birdies.
Yeah.
Huge upside. Arnold Palmer, he missed the cut, but he really didn't play bad. 75, 74. I mean, probably missed it by 1 or 2. So I kind of like him to probably make a good
How many
run.
birdies did he have in those 2 rounds?
It doesn't matter about how many birdies he had.
Probably
Probably enough. Probably like 12 birdies.
Yeah, exactly. But those doubles and triples were lurking
Exactly, yeah. And then my big guy this week, John Rahm, Rahm, 5 top 10, 6 of 6 cuts. I mean, even if he has a bad round, he puts himself back in the tournament like always, just like he did in Mexico. Almost won the thing. I like John Rahm to get it done this week. Why not?
Yeah, and he's played well there before and just had one bad round in each of the last few times. So I could easily
Instead
see
of Rory
Rahm
winning last week or last year, it should have probably been Rahm. But
yeah, maybe he gets it done this year.
Maybe he gets it done. I think he wants to win out here.
Yeah. So what did you end up with then for this week?
So this week I ended up with Patrick Cantley, the guy who you just saw. Hold on, loading up here. I got John Rahm. Give us a second.
Yeah, you got Rahm, Homa, Cantley.
Here we go. Patrick Cantley, Bryson DeChambeau, Fitzpatrick, Homa, Sebastian Munoz. and John Rahm to finish us off.
Yeah, it'll be a good squad, and that Munoz pick, that could be a moneymaker right there. Like we always say, you got to get a guy, maybe down low that can pop.
Especially because, everyone's going to probably have Rahm, Bryson, Cantley.
Yeah.
Homa, probably they're going to be like, oh, 6,600 Homa. And Munoz is going to be my one guy. Why not take him down low?
And especially in these like $20 million maker where we're looking at super high, people are taking 150 lineups and stuff. They're going to be eating the chalk, so you're going to need a guy. Maybe you can get in there at under 3% just to pop up in the top. So that's what we got this week. And
huge week this week.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll be back next week to break it down and give you our picks for the next one.